Streaming live via the internet. Welcome to ISP Radio, your weekly source for ISP-related news, events, and interviews with industry experts. If you deliver internet via fiber optic, wireless, coax, or any other way, you're in the right place. Chat live with us weekly via ispradio.com every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. And now a brief word from our sponsors. Link Technologies, providing ISP consulting, support, and hardware for wireless ISPs. TowerCoverage.com, providing online RF coverage maps. Mimosa Networks, providing high-density, high-bandwidth radio products. Advanced LLC, providing retail and wholesale advanced communication services by matching providers with your bandwidth needs. And by Sitel, providing reliability in surge suppression. And now your host for ISP Radio, Steve Grabiel and Dennis Burgess.
Welcome to another edition of ISP Radio. I'm your host, Steve Grabiel, with my co-host and producer of the show, Dennis Burgess. I'm currently in Moriarty, New Mexico, and Dennis is in St. Louis, Missouri. You there, Dennis?
I am here, of course.
So we tried to solicit some folks from the board of WISPA to be on the show, and they are inundated with stuff, as we all are. So we are still trying to get them on the show. Maybe next week we'll get, I believe, maybe Daniel on. Weather out here has been pretty good. It's been really hot. Friday I was in Albuquerque downtown, and my truck said 104 degrees. And right after I left Albuquerque, I went to my press location, and it was 62 degrees. So it's amazing what 3,000 feet of elevation will do to you. And then when I was coming into the office today, my truck said around 7:30 or 8, 57 degrees. So I think I got a cold front, if you will, in New Mexico. What's it like out there, Dennis?
Well, we definitely dropped in temperature. We've definitely had some pretty nasty little storms over the past week or two. Last night we had plenty of good storms, but nothing too outrageous, nothing that is affected. It's more power outages than anything out in the rural areas that really affect us more than anything else. So overall, not too terribly bad. I do got a good one to share here. Here we go. For those of you that are online with us and watching our video stream, check this little picture out here. This is actually what we call when you have to have internet and you have trees in the way. So if you look here, I will start to zoom in. And
don't tell me you mounted gear on a tree.
I didn't mount nothing. But if you zoom way up in this sucker, there you go. You see that there?
Uh-huh.
It is a good, look at that. It's a good ways up there, too.
Where there's a way, there's a wisp.
Yeah, it's up there. So nice little what we call pin oak tower there for receiving CPE. I don't know. It's probably good, 40 to 50, maybe even 60 feet up there. It's up there a good little ways. They actually put climbing spikes in the tree, so they can actually just climb right up there real easy.
Wow.
So I didn't mount nothing, and I would never recommend anybody to do that. But sometimes if you want internet, you have to do what you can, I guess.
Exactly. No, so that encourages me. Went to a install for my RunCon stuff, and I walked all over the roof trying to get signal, and there was a tree in the way. Maybe I should look into that, but
yeah,
we're gonna go with a non-pin and a 10-foot conduit on his roof. I think that'll get us where we need to. But that tree will continue to grow, and over time, this client signal will degrade for sure.
Yeah, they'll have to do some. At some point in time, you'll have to fix the problem and cut down the tree or move the tree or something. Well, if you can move a tree, but. Other things going on in the industry. For those of you that don't know, the WISPA board members have changed up this week. Last week, the board met, and out goes any of the old board members that are no longer going to be participating in the board. And then all the new board members were brought in, and everything's going well. We have 3 new board members that are all... Actually, we invited them to the ISP radio show. It was kind of short notice, but I'm sure we'll get them on in a week or two here to get them, like I said, on the radio show, if you know what I'm saying. Looks like we have, Daniel White. We have Blair Davis. And we have one other, which I'm just kind of scrolling over to get the name, Brian Young. All new board members, definitely good stuff because we get a little bit of new blood in there. And they were installed and are active now. We have a new WISPA. Let's try this again. We have a new WISPA president, Mr. Alex Phillips. And Mr. Chuck Hogg, who was the outgoing president, he still has a one year left in his term. He has moved to the vice president seat as well. So definitely some good stuff. Mark Radeberg, definitely he stayed as treasurer, which is really good because he does a great job. And of course, we have WISP America coming up. I'm sorry, WISPA Palooza. Yeah, WISPA Palooza coming up. And that's going to be the big event for everybody. For those of you that are looking at our sponsors, pretty much the only news, we have two things in news in our sponsors. One, we have the Link Technologies company. Link Technologies, we have a 5-day Microtech Research in Advanced Router OS course. Now, this course is not designed for somebody that is just starting out in tech, if that makes sense. So it's very important to note that it is a fast-paced, advanced course. I'll put that up on the screen for everybody to see. That course is a 5-day, includes up to 4 certifications. The room rates are very reasonable. September 21st through the 25th, and that's here in St. Louis. And we do this because it's a more central location for most people. And we get a great room rate of $89 a night. You get free breakfast. Heck, I even think they give you free drinks in the evening. 2 free drinks, like a beer or a margarita or something like that in the evening. So it's a really great hotel. It's brand new, great location, plenty of room, and of seats, of course, are filling up quick. If you need to do a recertification, so in other words, if you already have certifications every 3 years, remember your certifications come due, and if you need to recertify, this is probably the course for you because it will give you one course, give you up to all 4 certifications to become recertified in and renew those certificates. Make sure you ask about that recertification as well. So just keep that in mind. The other news, again, one of our platinum sponsors, tirecoverage.com, they have recently updated the 2011 land cover database online, so you will have the more accurate, best information. You don't have to do anything other than to reprocess any of your maps if you have already created them. So you just have to reprocess them. That's it, to get the updated data. Lots of new features, of course, on that system, and additional processing servers were actually added recently just because of the high demand in jobs. So keep that in mind. Last thing, be sure to remember that, guess what? The end of this month, Form 477 is due. So you need to make sure you get that. So for those of you that don't know, Form 477 is due. If you are a fixed wireless operator, you need to have Form 477. There is 2 portions to that. One is the broadband deployment data. This is basically where are you actually deploying services and how fast can you offer services in those areas. This is done by the census blocks, and there are a lot of them if you cover a big area. I know one customer had over 48,000 census blocks in their coverage area. So make sure you get that. If you are a subscriber to tirecoverage.com, you can use this link here and get that data. We take your coverage that you have online, and we literally process that and give you your census blocks for you, so you don't have to manually go through 47,000 possible census blocks. There is also a fixed broadband subscriber data. This is where your subscribers are. Most of your billing platforms should do that. If not, Link Technologies does have ways to do that processing if you need them to. That is, of course, a per hour rate on that. So lots of options, lots of things to at least going on. But make sure you get that Form 477 data going, because that is really, really, really important. That you get that going. You need to file that. It is a requirement for you to file. So just keep that in mind. With that said, Steve, Do you have any good topics for today? We've been we kind of been so busy we haven't had a whole lot of time to talk about new things and what we want to talk about on the show.
Well, let me ask you this about the Microtech recertification classes. So say you're a Microtech guru. Just enlighten us, is there a grueling test at the end of the seminar, or just by virtue of going through the class that you get recertified?
No, Microtech does have a formalized testing process. It is a Microtech test. It is not a individual test. If you ever go to a class and it is an individual test, that means it is not a Microtech certification, which there are some people out there, I'm not going to mention any names, but there are some trainers out there that they want to do their own tests. Therefore, it's not technically a Microtech official certification. But there is, since this is up to 4 classes, since it's up to 4 certifications, there's up to 4 tests. Each test is an hour long. It is done online in the classroom, and you must be in the classroom to take those tests. So there are some downsides. You have to be there to take the test.
The proctored test, then.
Yeah. But it is, as you say, it's a proper test. It is not, you just magically somehow get out there and such. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. What's the benefit to someone interested in maybe getting their certifications? What are the benefits? I mean, do you see people that are, or organizations that are requiring some sort of certification to do work?
I don't think it's so. The question is are the certifications required to do work? I mean, you cannot become a certified consultant without being an advanced certified in Microtech.
Yeah.
Okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can't. I mean, it's up to the customer. You know what I'm saying? It's up to the customer to check their certifications and their qualifications.
I guess my question is, are there people out there that are putting out proposals, be it government or private industry, that are saying we need Microtech certified blah, blah, blah to do work?
The answer is that I have seen that. There are some particular organizations that specifically say, for you to get this job, we need to have at least a certified engineer or some type of certification, Microtech certification in that. So there are some private industries. It's more private industry that does that more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So there are on there,
Yeah, no, like I know some projects call out for CCNAs and that kind of thing. But I'm just wondering if Microtech's gotten so embedded that they're calling out these things in the bid proposals. That makes sense?
What was that? I'm sorry.
I'm just wondering, in the past you thought proposals that say must have a CCNA on staff or something like that. My question is Microtech growing and being embedded so much to where they're being called out by name to have
I mean they are. It really depends on what you're doing, but there are jobs that they say, hey, we need a Microtech certified consultant, or we need a someone that is a routing engineer to take a look at this.
Right.
So it does happen. I don't see it a whole lot, but there are times that it occurs.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's good for the resumes, that type of stuff as well. And believe it or not, formalized training. Most people say, "Oh, I've been working with Microtech for years and years and years." And one of the things that they say is, "I don't need the certification because I already know what I'm doing." It's not necessarily that. You'd be surprised how many times people just don't know of some of the features that are available, even though that they've used Microtech. They use Microtech in a very specific, generic way. Makes sense?
Yeah. I mean, you're talking to that person.
Yeah. So.
So in other words, you learn a lot about the other bells and whistles that you may not know that could really add benefit to your network by going to these classes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we get people that they will. They're not doing any Microtech wireless. Maybe they're using Cisco or they're using some other product for the wireless systems, but they use Microtech for all their routing. So you get people that know the routing aspects of Microtech, but have no idea what Microtech can do in the wireless arena. And now all of a sudden they're, especially with certain brands increasing their pricing, things like that, all of a sudden they're saying, okay, well, we need to look at other options.
Mm-hmm.
So we see that quite a bit.
Yeah. So any news on what's going on with Westpalooza? Any interesting shows available that we could talk about?
I mean, they are definitely putting in plenty of time and effort into the schedule. You can go to wispa.org for all that show information. I'm just going to go there so that everybody knows about it. But they definitely have the agenda coming along. There's lots of sessions already in there. I don't think they got the Fiber Weekend agenda. Yeah, that's not up yet. But lots of shows. There are lots and lots of people going already. There are lots and lots of exhibitors already. Most of the exhibitor space is already full. So really good information that is going to be there, and lots and lots of information that everybody will be able to get. So if you haven't already, you need to go ahead and get your room and get your fees, because it's already went up. You know what I'm saying? September 20th is the next cutoff for the last discount, but most of the discounts are already kind of gone by the wayside, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But you definitely need to take a look at that, and you definitely need to go. If you don't go, I'm telling you, you need to go.
Well, and the thing is you can go onto the Westpalooza WISPA website and see what shows are, and you can kind of craft what you want to see and what's a benefit to you. That's what I found is when I show up there, I'll go to this, I'll go to this, and I'll go to this.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could go to this, but I'm a one-man show.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely lots of information, and keep in mind, the sessions are just part of it. A lot of the stuff is going to be a lot of the stuff is going to be the interaction with other WISPs that are there, and interaction with the vendors. That is really where a lot of the knowledge and such comes from as well.
Yeah, the social aspect of Westpalooza.
So, yep, all good stuff, man.
You said that the new board has been installed. Have they been through their board orientation and all that stuff?
Yep.
So
yeah, they are active on the board already, and anybody that any outgoing board member, they are officially not a board member anymore.
Well, let me ask you this: did everyone? And I think you might have answered this on a different show, but everybody that's on the board goes through that orientation again?
Not everybody that's on the board. Keep in mind, a lot of the board members the board is a 2-year staggered term.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is like myself, I'm on the board, but I was elected last year. So I don't need to go through orientation because I'm already on the board, and I will continue to be on the board. So the new board member orientation was really strictly for the new board members.
Gotcha.
People who have, here's how we do our meetings, and here's what our commitments are, all that kind of stuff. Here's how to access XYZ, and here's this, and here's that, and here's how we do things, so that they don't come in going, scratching their head. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a new employee. When a new employee comes in, you have to, or you should anyway, be giving them some type of orientation to get, hey, here's this is the HR person. This is the person you talk about expenses. This is the person you talk to about this, that, and the other, so that they know what they need to do and where to go to get various resources.
Right.
So, that is where that's at. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, Dennis, tell the audience about the new product that you found that we're probably going to be transitioning to. It looked pretty cool this morning.
Oh, the live. I don't even know what the heck the name of it is. Live stream. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna. It's still a Google platform, so we're still gonna be using the Google platform, but we're gonna probably be transitioning from the. Right now, we're using the Google Hangouts, which is pretty basic in its format. But we're going to be going to the Livestream Studio software, which will allow us to do remote cameras, all kinds of fun stuff. That it's more of a studio production type system, and go from there.
Cool. What are some of the features you feel that would really benefit us in us running ISP radio, but also the benefits to the audience? Can you think of any?
Well, I mean, the big thing is that we're going to be able to hopefully have better screenshots. We're going to be able to stream at the full high def and full 30 frames per second. All of our cameras and our applications that we're going to be using will be able to stream a lot smoother, and we'll be able to simply, it's really more on the management side of things. We'll be able to get all the things that we need done in a simple software versus having to put together multiple softwares like we are now.
Right.
That's all. So, I mean, like I said, it's mostly management, and we'll be able to share some webcams. We'll be able to do all kinds of nifty things if we wish to, going forward. It's just a matter of what we need to do. We'll be able to get some more people on video conferences and things like that. We'll have everybody on and go from there.
Well, that sounds really good. I look forward to messing around with it on my end as well.
Sure.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think, like we said, we're trying to drum up some the new board members to come in, and I think maybe Daniel White should be able to participate next week, which would be a real benefit to the community. But other than that, Dennis, you got anything else? Kind of a short week.
No. I mean, it's a pretty quiet week. I'm sure. We definitely have some other stuff coming up. I'm trying to remember what we have. We have Ari Storch. From, I believe it's called Cascade Strategies. They are the lobbyist for WISPA, and we're going to have them on the 2nd. So what is that? October 2nd. No,
Good.
September 2nd. Get the right month here. But they're going to come on in 2 weeks or so, and we're going to talk about what a lobbyist actually does, because for some people, they have no idea what do they actually do. Go through what they do, what they've been doing, things like that, and how they benefit the WISPA membership, and where your dollars go with your WISPA membership, how that is benefiting the industry. So should be a great show as well. And we're hoping that maybe in either next week or the week after, on the 9th, September 9th, hopefully we can get those new board members on, or at least one or two of them, and we can chit-chat with them. It just didn't work out this week to get them on, so it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, if that's the case, let's wrap it up. Like I said, short week, and we will talk to you all next week. Thanks, Dennis.
Hey, not a problem. And just remember, everybody, WISPApalooza is coming up. We have that. We have Link Technology is going to have that training class as well. The Form 477, just a reminder. Again, I'm going to keep reminding you, because guess what? You are required to file it. You have to have it. Make sure you get that done. Of course, if you have any other suggestions for our show, send an email to support@ispradio.com.
Thank you for listening to ISP Radio. We hope you've gained new insights and additional wisdom in our industry as well as your business. Please remember to visit our show sponsors via the links on ispradio.com. If you're interested in becoming a show sponsor, contact us at sales@ispradio.com. Now go out there and push those packets as fast as you can. Good luck and Godspeed.